Good day, I am Suzette and I am the reporter of Constitution. What I am going to discuss today are all about the definition of Constitution, purpose of Constitution, classifications of Constitution, and the evolution of Constitution. What is Constitution? It is defined as the fundamental law or basis of government. It is established by the people in the original sovereign capacity to promote their own happiness and permanently secure their rights, property, independence, and common welfare. So it means the Constitution, it contains as a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according precedents with the C dili esa dili ng presidente, according to which state or other organization is governed. Thus, the word itself means to be a part of a whole, the coming together of distinct entities into one group with the same principles and ideals. Now let's proceed to the purpose of Constitution. It prescribes a framework of system of government and assign the different departments their respective powers and duties. It establishes certain fixed first principles on which government is founded. It promotes public welfare, which involves the safety, prosperity, health, and happiness of the people. In the Philippines, the purpose of the Constitution was stated at the preamble. So, ang purpose aning Constitution is to, it articulates the rights mga katungod sa mga citizens that institutions, procedures, or legislation must not infringe, and which the state must strive to ensure. Next, we have the classifications of Constitution. First, we have a written Constitution. Written Constitution is one in which most provisions are embodied in a single formal written instrument or instruments. Modo ni siya ang work of conscious art and the result of a deliberate effort to lay down a body of fundamental principles in which government shall be recognized and conducted. Second, we have the unwritten Constitution. Unwritten Constitution is one which is entirely the product of political evolution, consisting largely of mass customs, usage, and judicial decisions. So, mauna siya together with a smaller body of a statutory enactments of a fundamental character. It is usually jud nga it is bearing different dates. Third, we have cumulative or evolve. Cumulative or evolve has its origin mainly in custom, common law principles, and decisions of court. Muna siya ang product of historical evolution and growth rather than of deliberate and formal enactment. Wala na siya formal starting point, is not struck of others wala na specific date, and it changes by gradual accretion rather than formal legal process. Fourth, we have the conventional or enacted. Conventional or enacted is one which has been formulated by a constitutional assembly or promulgated. Mo ni siya ang struck off sa definite time o lugar. Next, we have the rigid constitution. Rigid constitution is one that can be amended only by a formal and usually difficult process. Lastly, we have the flexible constitution. Flexible constitution is one that can be altered by the same body that makes ordinary laws of the state. Now let's proceed to the evolution of the Philippine Constitution. In the evolution of the Philippine Constitution, we have the 1897 Constitution of Biak na Bato, 1899 the Malolos Constitution, 1935 the Commonwealth Constitution, 1873 the Constitutional Authoritarianism, and the 1987 Constitution. 1897 the Constitution of Biak na Bato. It was the provisionary constitution of the Philippine Republic during the Philippine Revolution, and it was also promulgated by the Philippine Revolutionary Government on November 1, 1897. The Constitution, borrowed from Cuba, was written by Isabel Artacho and Felix Ferrer in Spanish, and later on translated in Tagalog. 1899 Malolos Constitution. The newly reformed Philippine Revolutionary Forces reverted to the control of Aguinaldo, together with several decrees that formed the First Philippine Republic. After the signing of the truce, the Filipino revolutionary leaders accepted a payment from Spain and went to exile in Hong Kong. Upon the defeat of the Spanish to the Americans in the Battle of Manila Bay on May 1, 1898, the United States Navy transported Aguinaldo back to the Philippines. 1935, the Commonwealth Constitution. The Philippines was subject to the power of the United States of America, effectively the new colonizers of the country. Gikan 1898 to 1901, the Philippines would be placed under military government until a civil government would be put into place. In 1932, with the efforts of the Filipino Independence Mission led by Sergio Osmeña and Manuel Rojas, the United States Congress passed the Harry-Hawes-Cutting Act with promise of granting Filipinos independence. By 1934, another law, the Tidings-Macduffie Act, also known as the Philippine Independence Act, was passed by the United States Congress that provided authority and defined mechanisms for the establishment of a formal constitution by a constitutional convention. 1973, Constitutional Authoritarianism. With Marcos as dictator, the direction of the convention turned with accounts that the president himself dictated some previews of the 29 November 1972. The convention approved its proposed constitution. Lastly, we have the 1987 Constitution. The President Constitution consists of 18 articles and is excessively long. Some of its provisions are a reproduction of the provisions of the 1935 and 1973 Constitution. Some were related with minor and major revisions. The articles are: Article 1, the National Territory. Article 2, the Declaration of Principles and States Policies. Article 3, the Bill of Rights. Article 4, the Citizenship. Article 5, Suffrage. Article 6, Legislative Department. Article 7, Executive Department. Article 8, the Judicial Department. Article 9, the Constitutional Commission. Article 10, the Local Government. Article 11, the Accountability of Public Officers. Article 12, the National Economy and Patrimony. Article 13, the Social Justice and Human Rights. Article 14, the Education, Science and Technology and Arts. Article 15, the Family. Article 16, General Provisions. Article 17, the Amendments and Revision. And the last Article 18, the Transitory Provisions. That's all. Thank you.